Blessings, family. So I started this journey, thank you, Holy Spirit, about increasing my prayer life and increasing fasting. So this way, the fasting will become part of my weekly regimen, at a minimum 2 times a week. Just really denying my flesh, because I've spoken before that I have been under a lot of attacks, a lot of the enemy's using past situations again to come at me. And so the Most High was helping me, letting me know fasting and prayer. Some things you just, can be shut down with prayer, but sometimes you need to fast as well. And I just wanted to share how this week went. I was fasting from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's how I was starting it. My goal is to get to 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. But just to start, so making it so I know that I could follow through 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Praying before, praying in the middle, well, when I would get up, and praying during the time that I was awake, and ending in prayer. Prayer, when I say that, saying the Lord's Prayer. And I was thinking, okay, how come nothing's happened? Nothing just popped out that said, okay, this is what's going on. It wasn't until after the fast for me that the Most High was really starting to point things out to me. I literally was in tears, crying over, thank you, Holy Spirit. After I was molested, I believe I was in first grade, second grade. I'm not sure about the time frame, but I started a new school, private school, Catholic school, and a boy came up to me and he said, do you want to be my girlfriend? I said no. And that boy targeted me every single day from, like I said, I think it was first grade actually, now I remember, first grade all the way up to 7th grade when he left. He was a year before me. And it was constant body shaming, constant talking about, I was an overweight kid, constantly talking about my weight. And I guess I never really dealt with that pain. I sucked it up. I just dealt with it. I had already learned, just deal with this molestation. There was no big, nothing was pointed out that was saying, okay, this is wrong. This shouldn't have happened. That I went into that story before. So I had already learned that people treating me badly was okay. Now I knew, well, in a sense, I knew that this wasn't okay, but I had to deal with it. I had to tolerate it. Even with intervention from the school and the teachers and, my mother, this person still every single day would torment me. So not only had I trying to deal with my parents' divorce, not understanding why I'm having these feelings after being molested, and now this person is just set out to make my life miserable because I didn't say yes to being his girlfriend. Trust and believe, I wanted to go back and redo and just say, okay. So what I'm getting at is I hadn't worked through that pain. And during the fast, that was one of the things that came up. I was driving and it just came out and I was bawling, crying. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? This was eons ago. I'm going to be 46 next month. So I just couldn't understand why. Nas, excuse me. I couldn't understand why I was feeling this way. But what the Most High, thank you, Holy Spirit, has taught me is yes, he heals the brokenhearted. And the biggest issue for me and what brought me to this platform was heartbreak, having my heart broken. And what he's starting to really show me is there's layers. It's like an onion. There's layers below that. He is really trying to piece together all of those broken pieces and seal them up. Yes, he has the whole heart together, and he's taking care of the main issue that was at the surface, but below it is so many different things that I've dealt with that I've never truly addressed. And that's what he's doing. Thank you, Holy Spirit, because those unaddressed things, as long as they're unaddressed, the enemy still has access to them. he still is going to come at me about different things. He stays on my past situationship. That's what he keeps throwing at me. Well, you weren't good enough. Maybe if you changed, even to today, even if you had changed, or, you know, even if you had lost more weight, maybe he would have stuck around. These are the battles that are going on in my head. And I know that they're lies. And I know that the enemy is trying to disrupt, trying to stop what the Most High is doing. But I'm happy to say that I recognize when I'm dealing with these psychological attacks even still. And now I also realize to speak them out. I would just say, okay, you know, I don't want to think about that. Instead, my mother was telling me, she's like, speak it out, Casondra. You know, shut it down. And so now when I have those thoughts, get behind thee, Satan. Get behind thee. Those are lies. You're a liar. I speak it out, and my spirit just elevates when I start to say these things, because I know they're lies. I know what the truth is. I know what is for me, who is for me, who's not for me. I realize these things, but that is what the enemy is going to do. He's going to use situations, replay the same thing over and over and over and over to try and keep you stuck. And so that's why the Most High is letting me know, Casondra, I need you to work out these things that you have pushed aside, that you have not addressed, that you've forgotten about, in order to move forward, to continue to heal your heart. So for me, I was just like, my heart's healed. I'm all set. I'm good. Not realizing that there's a lot of underlying factors that need to be, situations, circumstances that need to be addressed. And I realize the overall topic has always surrounded about my physical body, about how I looked. And it's since childhood. It's just since it's from childhood to adulthood that I've always been attacked for my body. And it just, I'm like, wow. So no wonder I've always been so hard on loving myself, having self-worth, self-love. No wonder I've allowed Nas, excuse me, mommy's almost done. He doesn't care. He's watching this video. But I want to get this done, and I want to share this with you, whether he's making noise or not. But it just overall, even, you know, I remember going to my grandmother's house on the weekends, and I know I've spoken about this before, and she's like, we got to go to the Chibet store, you know, and I'm like, I didn't know what it meant, but I knew what it, I didn't know what Chibet meant until she explained it, but before she even explained it, it hurt in my heart. And I'm like, geez, I can't get away from this. I deal with this on a daily basis at school. Coping for me was eating. And that's what I did as a child, to cope with the things that I wasn't able to address. As this stuff's still raw, so if I cry through this, it is what it is. Then I'm going to my grandmother's house, who's supposed to love me unconditionally. She's a woman that's been scorned, that's been hurt. You know, she's has a history. I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to give a foundation of this person, you know, had her own issues. But to say to a child, we got to go to the fat kids store. Your clothes don't fit. Just constantly nagging at me. And I just had to suck it up. What am I going to say to my grandmother? You know, I had to suck it up. Or I would be around, that was one circumstance. Then the Most High would show me, you know, your family, your other family. I'd be around my cousins getting picked on for my weight. It just was constant. And so then by the time I got to high school, I'm like, I'm tired of being picked on. I'm tired of I'm the tallest. You know, I'm bigger. Not only am I physically, not my weight is high, but I'm also taller than everyone else. I'm 5'11". I was very tall throughout school. And so just not embracing that, not loving that about myself was so difficult. And I just, again, it's just, that's what the enemy has been on me about for the majority of my life. And I realize now that I've got to work through this. I'm not giving up. And I'm going to continue to pray. I'm going to continue to fast. because I don't want to be in this space anymore. I'm thankful that I love myself more. I'm thankful that I'm accepting of myself more. I'm thankful that I was able to shut down and remove those people that don't belong. I'm telling you, it's been a journey. Like I said, the work is never done. We constantly have to renew our minds, and that's exactly what I'm allowing the Most High to do. I want him to do, because I don't want to pass these things down to my children. The generational curses in my family has to stop with me. And I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my kids, but it's really about focusing on doing it for myself, because I'm no good to no one else unless I'm good to myself. So I'm telling you, it's been a journey. And this is just from last week. This is from last week. So I'm thankful that he's brought these things up for me to address. Because if I had to just continue thinking, okay, my heart is healed, move forward, the enemy would still have too much gain to come back and attack me with. And I'm all about trying to shut that down. The more and more each day I step forward to become more in my spirit and less in my flesh. And it's rewarding, but it's work. And so I'm sharing all this to let you know that build your prayer life. Like I said, I didn't realize what a prayer life was. I figure I pray in the morning. I say my prayers at night with the kids, and then, my prayers on my own. But to actually spend, an hour praying, I was like, wow, people really do that? I did not know. And so I want to share that with you. So this way, if you need to increase your prayer life, you can do the same. Start working on it. Start adding a daily habit. I mentioned reading the word day and night, but also praying. And this is another thing before I end this video. The enemy was trying to come at me about, what I've been saying about the Bible. And I'm just learning new things. And I just want to share this with you, just so it will, maybe you'll start to just check out things. I understand that the Bible is not 100% foolproof. I understand now that these are stories, these are songs that have been compiled together, and they are presented for us to read through, to look through. Things might not be accurate. Don't let that stop you from reading it, though. It is an excellent foundation, but explore past that. Just expand past the Bible. If there's something you're not sure about, find another way to read about it, but still use the Bible as a foundation. I just wanted to share that. I don't know why Holy Spirit wants me to share that, but I wanted to just let you know some of the things that I learned, that it's compiled stories and songs, and there's a lot of helpful information, a lot of stories in there, a lot of things for us to know, but to just expand past that and ask the Most High, actually, for guidance and direction and understanding about the Bible. So I don't know, again, I don't know who that's for. I had no intentions of speaking about that, but I'm praying that whoever needed to hear that makes sense, that resonates with them. Please know, and I know after I post videos like this and I'm crying, people are telling me it's going to be all right. You are absolutely right. I'm going to be all right. I'm not stopping. I'm sharing this and being completely transparent to help somebody else. Because trust and believe, I could have just not even said anything about this, but my purpose is to, thank you, Holy Spirit, not only encourage you, but to let you know the raw, nitty-gritty stuff that is painful, that hurts. We have to talk about these things in order for people to know that they're not by themselves, that the pain that they're feeling is valid, but there is a way out. So I'm going to finish on that note, and I'm going to keep you posted. I'm going to keep you posted on how things go. I'm going to make this. I'm not going to try. I'm going to make this a weekly thing where I'm fasting at least 2 to 3 times a week, and anything new that I learned. But I encourage you to increase your fasting and your prayer life. Again, as I said, I'm feeling led to repeat this. And pray about this for direction. 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Or 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. One of those days, 2 of those days, I did a dry fast. I didn't have anything when I got up as far as water, no tea, nothing until 12 p.m. Some days I did do water and tea. One other thing I want to mention before I end this. Is to not give up on yourself. Do not think that you can't be saved. Do not think that you're unworthy, that you're unloved. You are. You are. You're loved. You are worthy. Yeah, that's what I wanted to finish with. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing rest of your day, family. I pray that this video blessed you in some way.